All right, guys, this is a video. I want to do a quote for the most average first-time parents in the U.S. Everything about these people are average. I asked AI to give me the most common ages, names, incomes, debt. Everything is completely average. The average first-time mom is 28 years old. I've got the average name, or the most common name 28 years ago was Emily. The average health of a 28-year-old female is excellent. Her average income is $56,300. The most common age for a first time father is 31 years old. The most common name 31 years ago was Michael. The second most common birth date is 9/19, with the first one being 9/9. Average income for a 31-year-old male is $67,700. The average health of both of these people is most common if you're 28 and 31, male, female. More than likely, you're going to be in excellent condition, excellent health. They had a child 6 months ago. The most common name last year was Olivia. Everything is down the line, straight down the line. Their mortgage is $375,000, which seems a little high to me because I was able to get my house for 20 bucks and some coffee grinds, but that's what it is. That's the average right now. The average auto loan's $24,500. Most of the time, people have one car paid off and they have the other one with like 15 or so $1,000 left on it. Average credit card debt for a couple is $6,700. The average personal loan's around $9,000. Retail debt at $1,200. The average cost of a funeral, and that includes everything. That includes the caskets, the viewing, the transportation, headstone, the vaults, everything, $15,000. Student loans, a couple typically has around $57,000 of student loans. I'm not including that for the total debt, just because once you die, that is one way to get rid of a student loan. So for this example, the total debt that they have right now when they brought their kid into the world is $431,400. So let's say Emily, being 28 years old, wanted to make sure that if something happened to her, that Olivia and Michael would be able to not have to worry about losing the house or going through any kind of hardships. So we're going to run a quote for Emily. Let's see. She was born September 19th, or September 9th, 1997. She is not a smoker. She is a female. So she lives in Arizona, and based on the average, she is in excellent health. The total debt's $431,000. Let's look for $500,000, even though she does have the work policy. Work policies are good, but I don't trust them to be there forever. Just because if you lose a job, it's not going to go with you. And Emily wants a 30-year term, and we're going to find out how much that's going to cost. 30-year term for Emily, being in excellent health, 28 years old, is going to be $23.51 a month. $23.51 per month for $500,000 of coverage. That means that if something happens to her, Olivia and Michael will not have to worry about any of the mortgage payments, any of the car loans, any of the credit cards, any of the personal loans. So Michael can focus on raising Olivia with a lot less stress. Now, let's take a look at Michael. Michael is the primary breadwinner based on those numbers, so we're going to see how much coverage, or what would it cost to cover Michael for the same amount. And this amount I'm using, the $500,000. This is a base amount. This is like your rock. This is what you want to have to start with. You can always add more, but at the very least, make sure that all of the debt is covered. So we got Michael's birthday, which is the second most common, 9/19. He was born in 1994. Michael is a male. He is also in Arizona. It would be weird if he weren't. Michael is also in excellent health condition. Excellent health. He wants $500,000. He also wants it for 30 years. And why do I choose 30 years? I want people to have coverage for as long as possible. This coverage will last Michael all the way till he's 61. And it's not the end all be all. The $500,000 is a base. It makes sure that all of the debt's covered. And in that way, the other parent can actually take the time to raise the kid without having to worry about it. And you can add more. You can always add more, but this would be the recommendation for the base. So Michael is going for that 30-year, $500,000 quote. Being in excellent health, what would his be? $29.74 for Michael. Let me pull Michael's back up here. That is Olivia's. $29.74. Okay, so $29.74. So for the first time parents, being completely average across the board, the most average couple in the US, average names, average birth dates, everything, the total cost for having both parents insured for Olivia would be $53.25. That would be the total monthly cost to make sure that everything is taken care of. To make sure Olivia doesn't have to move to a different school, the mom or dad or Michael or Emily doesn't have to pick up a second or a third job if something were to happen to their spouse, make sure all the debts are paid. I think that's a bargain. And the one fact that always gets me, this is why I stress first-time parents. 1 in 12 children will lose a parent before their 18th birthday. I hope that's not you, but if you have a few minutes, please get a quote. The link's below. I even pull the average time for a quote. It's between 2 to 5 minutes. I think that's a little high. I think you can actually get a quote, an actual quote, not something that's going to gather your information so you get nonstop phone calls in less than a minute. And the average time to complete an application, I apologize about that, is around 20 minutes. I think it's more like 15. But if you've got 22 minutes, 22 to 25 minutes, make sure Olivia is protected. All right. And also, if you know a couple by the name of Michael and Emily, and they've got a daughter named Olivia, could you please let me know? All right. Thanks a lot.